Hey everybody, welcome back to Yanda Sports Take, another episode with your hosts Yanda and Sachaba. And in today's episode, we are going to be discussing the new UEFA Champions League format because it's caused quite a bit of controversy in the past couple of months. People initially didn't quite like the idea, especially before it was properly introduced into the Champions League, but there seems to have been a lot of opinions coming in on the new format.
I don't like the new format. I don't like it at all. They've added the number of teams, right? The total number of teams.
Yeah.
And
from 32 to 36.
And now every team plays an extra 2 games than before. Now they're playing an extra 2 games. So they play 8 games each. What I don't like about that is that you're giving more room for error. You're leaving like the Champions League used to leave a slim margin for error. Now you're giving them more leeway. I mean, PSG, I think, lost 3. They lost 3, it could be 4, around 3 or 4 games. And they still qualified for the Champions League. Like, I love PSG, but if that was the old group stage format, it would have been tricky to get out of that group because, okay, they lost to Arsenal. They lost to Bayern Munich. They lost to... it was Bayern Munich, Arsenal. I forgot the third team. Oh, Atletico Madrid. They lost to Atletico Madrid. They drew against PSV. In the old format, that would leave them with 2 games to fix things. You understand? But now they've been given more leeway to take L's and whatever. And you're taking 24 teams into the next round. 24.
So
it's too crowded. And now look, we're in February and we're still not in the round of 16. Now we're doing this playoff nonsense.
So let me get there. So in the explanation of the entire format, this is how it goes. There is a 36-team league phase, and each teams play a round robin, 8 matches. You do not play 2 legs, home and away, against every team that you face. You just play 1 leg. So whoever you get, you play them once, and that's the game. And then the top 8 end up progressing straight to the round of 16, while the teams placed 9th through to 24th end up going through to a playoff where they go ahead and try to knock each other out. The 8 winners of those matches will face the 8 winners that came before and face each other in the round of 16. That's going to begin in March. And we have also the teams that finish from 25th below who are just eliminated from the tournament. There is no dropping down into the Europa League
Which
this
is good.
season.
They shouldn't be able to like get knocked out of the Champions League and go straight to the Europa League. Like, that wouldn't be... Yeah, so I'm glad they cut that out.
I
feel like it's too long.
They did it for Sevilla.
It's too long, bro. It's too many games, you know? It's like...
Okay, how about this? We go good cop, bad cop on this one.
Okay.
So, for me personally, while you say it leaves too much room for error, losing those 3 games did cost PSG. They still have to play the 2 extra games against Brest now. And not only that, teams, even to the last game day, people were playing for something. Yes, Girona wasn't playing for anything because they had no hope of making even the next round via the playoffs. But, you know, Arsenal still needed to make sure that they at least got a draw in order to secure their place in the top 8. If they lost, they would not have made it into the top 8, potentially. I mean, you take a look at, what I'm trying to say is every game mattered because we started the game day with Aston Villa in the same bracket as Real Madrid and PSG. We ended the day with Aston Villa ending up qualifying straight to the round of 16. We began the day with teams like Lille, teams like Atletico Madrid still having to fight for their spot in the top 8. There were many different stories that happened during the course of the Champions League season where more often than not, by game week 6, everything is usually sorted in the group stage. In this case, in game week 8, everybody was playing for something except for Liverpool, Barcelona, Girona, and a couple of the teams that got eliminated by default. But more teams, more often than not, had something to play for.
In any stage in the knockouts of a Champions League, now that we've got the playoffs and whatever, which is it's a knockout stage in itself.
Yes.
With the old format, did you ever have two teams from the same country playing each other in the Champions League knockouts?
Not until the semifinals. Not until the quarterfinals, actually.
Now we're seeing it way early on, like PSG drawing Brest. That shouldn't even be happening usually.
Yeah, honestly,
That's a League One game for them.
I think UEFA should sort that out. That's one of the things that they could possibly have, changed up at the very least. Because I mean, it's not like a default that you're gonna get PSG on the same side of the tree. Brest, there were two options on either side of the tree, and a team could have faced either one of those two options. You could have simply just swapped the options.
Yeah.
But anyway, I guess that's UEFA's management of the thing. I don't think that's necessarily a problem with specifically the format of the tournament. It's just a matter of what happened as a result of UEFA not accounting for that kind of thing so soon into.
I feel like they just did this to line their pockets. More games, more money.
Part of it is more games, more money. Yeah, admittedly, yes, definitely. That is guaranteed 100% the case. However, it's not necessarily to say that it hasn't made the Champions League more entertaining, because
I see what you mean.
You take a look at it. Real Madrid under any other iteration of the Champions League would probably have been finishing in first in their group or something like that. They currently have to fight their way through Manchester flipping City to get through to the next round, to the round of 16.
Yeah, that makes it interesting. I won't lie.
Like teams have to fight. Every game matters. You have to fight like you are, making sure that you stay alive.
But I feel like every game matters only if you start off bad. I mean, of the 8 games, if PSG or any team, let's say you win your first 3-4 games, or maybe let's say you win 4-5. You're probably automatically going to make, because it takes up to 24 teams. So you're automatically going to the next round. Like the remaining games become almost redundant.
So for that counterpoint, I'd like to give Inter Milan, Arsenal. Inter Milan and Arsenal were both finishing they finished third and fourth, same amount of points. I think it was 22 or something like that. No. It was 19 points. But with that points total, they needed to play and win their game. They needed to play and kind of avoid loss in their games. The only teams it really didn't matter for were Young Boys Girona, Slovan Bratislava, and a couple of others. And at the top half, it was Liverpool and Barcelona that had secured their safety. The remaining 6 teams in the top 8 still had something to play for in order to make sure that they avoid playing those 2 extra games in February.
Okay, yeah, let me say, okay, although I'm not a big fan of this format, there are a couple of positives about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't like that we're midway through Feb and we're still not in the watching round of 16 games.
Well, here's the thing. Ultimately, you can complain about that, but at the end of the day, we're gonna get to March, we're gonna get the round of 16, and then we're gonna get to there's football all year round. There are more games to be played, and so because of that, the one thing, it's a net positive and a net negative in the same way, because more games does mean also more risk of fatigue for your players. So for example, me as an Arsenal fan personally, I really don't like what it's doing to the players because of the fatigue that it's causing, because of the injuries that occur. I mean, you're seeing an increase in ACL injuries, you're seeing an increase in hamstring injuries because of overload, because of fatigue. But at the same time, on the other hand, if you have a team that is, having a pretty good patch of fitness, like for example, let's say Liverpool, because Liverpool have a pretty good run of fitness in their team. You get to go ahead and say, every 3 days, I get to watch Liverpool all over again. I'm on the brink of winning a trophy. I'm playing some entertaining matches. I'm playing some entertaining football, asserting my dominance on Europe. I mean, I don't know. There's pros and there's cons, but I think for the entertainment value of the Champions League, it has gone up a certain level because the stakes are higher.
All right, that's what we all have to say about the new Champions League format. Let us know what you guys think about it. Is it too long? Is it just fine? You know, do you agree with it? Do you like it? Let us know.
Make sure to like, share, comment,
and subscribe.
I
yeah.
guess from us at Yanda Sports Take, we'll see you in the next video.
We out.
Cheers.